Yo, what is going on YouTube? This is your boy Dan, aka aDrive, bringing you guys our UCL team builder here for week 14 of the UCL. The St. Louis Rampardos are taking on the Carolina Keldeos and coach JayYTGamer, one of my good friends, man. Jay's an awesome guy, and I'm really excited to play him once again. The last time we played was last season in the UCL, and I did come out with a victory. I don't really remember the match, but I do remember I won. But he's been killing it this season. He actually holds the 4th playoff spot right now if the season ends, but we do have the same exact records. So here's kind of the situation. A lot of people have been asking me about the playoff situation. Here's how it works basically. Very, very simple. I have to win against Jay and I have to win against Nexus, and we're in the playoffs. Done. That's it. No questions asked. If we lose one of the 2 matches, we're probably out of the playoffs. I mean, like 99% chance we're out. So if we lose this match, then we're definitely out. If we lose to Nexus as well, it depends on if he beats David or not, but we're probably out. So we've got to win. We've got to win these 2 matches one at a time. Gonna focus on Jay here. Hopefully pick up a W. Again, we have the same exact record. He's played really, really well this season. He's got a great team. He's not messing around, man. He's got some serious threats. So we're gonna talk about his team really quickly, jump into my team. I'll try to go relatively fast so I don't talk your ears off too much, but definitely hit that like button down below if you're hyped. This match should be fun tomorrow. I think you guys are gonna really dig it. I'm excited, man. I'm definitely excited. So let's look at his team here. He's got Mega Scissor, which is in the top 5, I think, in the league in kills right now. He's utilized it incredibly well, but not only does he have Mega Scissor, he has the option to bring regular Scissor as well. I think last week against Joey, he brought like Scarf Scissor or Banded, maybe it was Banded, but he does have the option to not bring Mega Scissor. I think Mega Scissor makes the most sense in this matchup for him, but he could bring something else. Bullet Punch, most likely U-Turn or Bug Bite, Swords Dance, and Roost or Defog seems to be the set that I'm expecting him to bring. Maybe he'll try to throw Superpower on there, but I'm definitely expecting more of a Bullet Punch, Swords Dance kind of variant. He's got a Heatran, huge threat, obviously. He's got a lot of Pokemon that set Stealth Rocks, which are kind of problematic, but Heatran could be, you know, offensive, it could be defensive, it could be like a Magma Storm variant, could be Scarf, lots of different things we'll have to kind of keep in mind there for Heatran. Gliscor, 1,000,000%, I'm sure he's bringing Sizer and Gliscor. Gliscor is a huge problem for my team because it checks my Excadrill incredibly well. In fact, Excadrill can't even really touch Gliscor, so he may opt to do one of 2 things here. He's gonna either bring a defensive Gliscor, whether it's physically or specially defensive, with like Toxic Orb to check things like Excadrill, check things like that, or he's gonna bring like almost a max speed variant to outpace our Excadrill at max speed. He could bring like a Jolly variant with like Swords Dance, Earthquake, maybe even Acrobatics if he wants to get really cheeky to try to take on a Venusaur. So he's got some options there. I'd rather him bring the defensive variant than the offensive one, but I don't really know which is which, but I prepared for both. But the offensive one, if he brought like absolute max speed Gliscor, it's gonna wreck our team. So that could be very scary. He's got a Suicune. So a lot of people always worry about Calm Mind, Crocoon it's called. So like Calm Mind, Rest, Sleep Talk, Scald. But he can't run that against my team. He can't. I have a Water Absorb Vaporeon. So he needs to run a second offensive move if he brings Suicune. He may not bring it at all, but he also may bring it because it really matches well against like Excadrill and T-Tar. But he can't bring the standard like Calm Mind, Rest, Sleep Talk set, but he could bring some sort of variation of it. Maybe try to throw Extra Sensory on there or Air Slash or something to try to take on Venusaur and hit Vaporeon, but not too concerned about Suicune. As big of a threat as it is, I'm not that concerned about it. Nidoking, I really expect Nidoking to come. It's just such a great Pokemon, really hard-hitting wall breaker. He has to run max speed to speed tie with you know, Heracross, so I don't know what he's gonna do there, but Life Orb offensive, very good. Could also be his rocker, but it gets Earth Power and Sludge Wave and you know, Thunderbolts and you know, Ice Beam. That's kind of the set I would expect him to bring, something along those lines. Maybe Superpower potentially to hit Tyranitar, which actually might not be a bad idea. So I'll definitely have some move slot syndrome there, but definitely a huge threat. Azelf, 1,000,000%. I feel like he's bringing Azelf. He's probably gonna bring Energy Ball or Grass Knot, and then like a Psychic move, Psyshock or Psychic. Probably U-Turn, Stealth Rock, something to that effect. So I'm really, you know, gotta be careful about the Azelf. I think it's a possibility that he substitutes one of his top 6 for Hitmonlee this week. Hitmonlee is a huge threat. It destroys Excadrill, it destroys, you know, T-Tar. He can run, I think it gets coverage, I'm not sure, maybe Zen Headbutt, I have to double check, but it might get coverage for Venusaur to hit it super effective. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it does match up really well against my team. And if it gets that fake out on burn-in boost with a normal gem, it outspeeds my team and can sweep. So definitely got to be careful about that. He's got a Gramble. I don't expect Gramble to come because I have a Venusaur and an Excadrill. He may bring it anyway, but I really doubt it. I feel like it would be kind of actually a good thing for me. Absol, I don't anticipate the Absol either. It falls to be a little bit too slow in this matchup. I think the priority Sucker Punch isn't that valuable against my team. It's not like I have any like super fast like Psychic Sweepers or anything, aside from maybe Delphox, but I just don't anticipate the Absol coming. He's got the Credilli. I feel like Credilli is kind of iffy. I don't expect him to bring it, but it's a possible bring. I really don't anticipate it though, especially with me having a Venusaur and things like that. Again, they just kind of wall Credilli pretty well, but he may try to bring something funky. I have no idea. Manectric actually would be a problem against my team, but he may not bring it because Excadrill can stop it from Volt Switching. I know he has the Flamethrower, so that might lead him to want to bring Manectric, but I'm not too concerned about it. Venusaur really checks it incredibly well. T-Tar can take hits from it, even if he tries to be fun and run HP Fire or HP Fighting or whatever, but I'm not too worried about Manectric. And then last but not least, he's got Dusclops, and Dusclops is actually a big threat. I actually believe that Dusclops is one of the best picks you could pick late draft, because if you're not prepared for it, it can beat you if you don't have knockoff and stuff like that. So, but I'm definitely expecting the Scissor, the Sizer, the Gliscor, Nidoking, Azelf. Those four I feel really confident about. Heatran I think is a very likely fifth, and then the sixth I'm thinking is going to be Hitmonlee, but he may try to just bring Suicune, just bring the top six. I don't know, but definitely 1,000,000% confident on Gliscor and Scissor and Azelf. Those three, 100%. I feel good about those. So let's look at our team here. Let's look at our team. I'll break it down in the order that I built it as well, so you guys can kind of get a glimpse of my thought process. So the first Pokemon I'm bringing is Oxygen here, picking up 4 kills last week, first of all, which is just amazing. I noticed in the team building that Vaporeon matches up incredibly well against this team. Not only does it handle the Gliscor, but it stops the Suicune 100%. It can take on a hit from the Nidoking and fire back a Scald super effective. It can super effectively hit the Heatran, and it scares out the Sizer with Scald for the burn. Lots of perks to that. As you can see, Vaporeon is just very, very good against this team, generally speaking. And while he can have coverage like Thunderbolt or Energy Ball or Grass on Azelf, and then like, you know, kind of like Thunderbolt on Nidoking, I still feel that Oxygen is really effective in this matchup. Scald Wish, Roar, Heal Bell, will have loved to fit Protect on there, but I do have to bring Roar, even though I don't think the Suicune setting up on me is that big of a deal. I still have to bring Roar just to be safe, you know, just to be safe, and that also helps against Gliscor and Scissor potentially setting up on me. He may be a little bit hesitant to set up though because of the potential of me bringing Ditto, but nevertheless, and Heal Bell there because he's got Scald on Suicune potentially, Lava Plume on the Heatran. He could have other status moves, Toxic on Gliscor, things like that. So I just felt like having Heal Bell was going to be a good option to just keep me safe and sound from the Heatran. Although Protect would be nice, I just feel the Heal Bell is too valuable, especially just in case, because so much of this team really relies on, you know, not getting status. The next Pokemon we're going to be bringing is going to be our Mega Venusaur here, Asparagus, rocking a Calm Nature this week. Basically, it's a very unique set here, guys. So what I have going on is I have max HP, I have 56 defense, 144 SPDF, and 56 speed, minus attack nature, but even with that minus attack nature, Earthquake still is going to OHKO or 2-hit KO Heatran regardless of what spread he brings, so it's not going to make a difference whether I have the reducing attack nature. Hidden Power Fire, obviously to hit Sizer, very important there. Giga Drain hit the Suicune. I had debated on going offensive Venusaur this week with like Power Whip and Earthquake and stuff, but I really kind of wanted to go for this set. I think this set's better, but Hidden Power, 2-hit KOs the Scissor. Giga Drain can 2-hit KO Suicune depending on his spread, but I don't think it will. It'll just be shy of that, but again, I'm not expecting the Calm Mind rest set, so I'm not as concerned about that, and I have a very awesome switch right into Suicune, which is Vaporeon. But this is specially defensive, allowing me to take 2 hits from Nidoking, very important there. We could definitely take 2 hits there. We could take some hits from Scissor. We could take some hits from Heatran. Obviously, things like that. We can come in on the Gliscor, and while we can't directly beat it, we can Giga Drain it and get some health off of him. We have Synthesis and stuff like that, so just for general survivability. So this is our Asparagus here, and by the way, the 56 speed EVs makes it so we outpace non-speed invested Suicune, essentially. So you're gonna see I did a lot of speed creeping in this match. Basically, I'm putting enough, because I have a feeling he's gonna try to make sure his Pokemon are faster than my Venusaur, and those Pokemon are gonna be like his Scissor, which has base 75 speed after Mega, his Heatran, things like that are a little slower than Venusaur. I think he's gonna try to go just a little faster than me, so I actually went faster than Suicune, so I can hopefully outpace any of those defensive Pokemon and really catch him off guard there. Our next Pokemon is probably one of the most interesting sets I brought this season. It's a naive, there's no item on it. That's not good. There's no item on any of these. Oh, dude, I put him through Pokebank. Okay, well, I need to add the items to it. I'm so glad I noticed that now before the match started. So this is gonna be a Babiri-Berry. I'm sorry, it's leftovers on Vaporeon, obviously the Mega Stone on Venusaur. This is gonna be Babiri-Berry Tyranitar. So Babiri-Berry reduces the damage from Steel type moves, if you didn't know. And basically we've got Pursuit on there, Earth Power, Ice Beam, Fire Blast. This is kind of my dedicated lead. And the reason why, and I have max speed, naive nature, max special attack. This is offensive T-Tar. And my thought process here is if he does not bring super offensive Gliscor, I will outpace the Gliscor and be able to Ice Beam it. I should be able to outspeed the Suicune, the Heatran, and the Scizor depending on his spreads. Like, if he tries to speed creep my Venusaur, I'll actually outspeed all of that with Godzilla here. So that was kind of my plan here. Pursuit against the Azelf does to a KO if he doesn't switch. If he switches it Okos, Ice Beam and Earth Power and Fire Blast destroy Gliscor, Heatran, and Scizor respectively. I can't touch Suicune though, which has definitely been unfortunate, but otherwise we hit incredibly hard to some of those main threats that he could be bringing, and that Babiri-Berry could secure us survivability against a potential Bullet Punch from Scizor or Flash Cannon from Heatran. So that was kind of my thought process there, and that is the Tyranitar that we are bringing. So the next Pokemon we are bringing is going to be Salamence Earhart, who is going to be dropping Dracos, rocking a Life Orb this week. It doesn't show it again, but Earthquake, Draco Meteor, Fire Blast, Hydro Pump, enough speed to outpace basically, what is it, max speed Hitmonlee. Enough speed to outspeed max speed Hitmonlee. So again, max speed Gliscor will outpace me, which is very scary. But Hydro Pump, Fire Blast, Draco Meteor, Earthquake. I know Hydro Pump is a tad bit redundant on this set because obviously Earthquake hits Heatran and Hydro Pump hits Gliscor and Draco Meteor hits Gliscor, but I felt like it was kind of a safer middle ground. I could have ran Roost to kind of alleviate Stealth Rock and Life Orb recoil, but I feel like this Salamence isn't really going to have too many opportunities to roost. Its focus is going to be to just click Draco Meteor and really break some walls. Can do like 60 to 70% to Fizz Def Suicune, which is very nice. So we've got some options there, and I'm hoping that this Salamence can really rip through his team and really provide the opportunities I need for the other Pokemon on my squad. The next Pokemon we're bringing is going to be our Delphox here, rocking a Life Orb as well. Modest, Blaze, Psychic, Fire Blast, Grass Knot, Hidden Power, Fire. Grass Knot can to a KO the Suicune. Fire Blast plus Psychic kills the Gliscor. Fire Blast obviously smokes the Scizor. We've got Hidden Power, Ground for the Heatran, of course. Psychic for Nidoking. We outpace Hitmonlee, basically. Again, same thing though. Max speed's Gliscor would outpace us, but it'd be very weird for him to run max speed Gliscor. Basically, his speed tier that he would likely want to hit is have his Gliscor be fast enough to essentially outpace, what would he want to outpace? He'd probably want to be fast enough to outspeed Excadrill. So if he's 1 point above max speed Excadrill, I'm still above him with this Delphox. That was kind of my thought process there. So lots of speed creeping and shenanigans. And then last but not least, guys, very cool set this week. We are bringing King Tut, Shadow Ball, Calm Mind, Pain Split knockoff with leftovers. It's kind of like a pseudo utility set and also a Calm Mind sweeper. He has no real answers to Shadow Ball aside from Absol, which again, I'm not really too worried about Absol. So I should be able to freely Calm Mind up on something, fire off some Shadow Balls. I got Pain Split there with leftovers for recovery, and we've got knockoff just for utility. It could really help against things like Heatran, get rid of its item, allow it to get worn down, potentially knock off an item if Gliscor doesn't use its Toxic Orb yet, maybe lefties on Suicune or something like that. So very, very nice there, and it also gives me a backup response to Dusclops if he does decide to bring Eviolite Dusclops. I can at least knock off the item and make it a little bit easier to deal with. So that is the squad there, guys. That's the team. Kind of the objective is really, I want to keep Vaporeon as healthy as possible. Really want to, I think my lead is going to be that T-Tar there because it matches up really well against a lot of his team except for Nidoking and Suicune. Salamence is there to drop Dracos and hopefully poke some holes. Delphox there to clean up. Even though I'm not Scarfed, I should outpiece a lot of things. I can take Bullet Punches from Scizor, things like that. And then we've got Cofagrigus there holding it down, hopefully providing some utility, maybe get some Calm Minds up. Potentially sweep, I don't know, we'll see. But that's the squad, guys. I hope you did enjoy this team builder here. I'm gonna go throw the items on because I'm about to play here, of course. The match will be up tomorrow, so get hyped for that. But that's gonna be it for me, guys. My name is Dan, also by aDrive, and I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace.